Hi, I'm Diane and I'm the Chief Leadership Officer at Blueprint Leadership. This week's topic is personal accountability. I want to talk about personal accountability from a Zoom lens. So imagine that you're on a basketball court, and the first place of accountability is think about the zone defense. For those of you who have ever played basketball, you know that zone defense means that each person is responsible for a zone in the court. And you watch the ball and move wherever the ball is, the zone will shift. And so in our example, when you're zoomed in to the zone defense, the person who's personally accountable, who has that zone, their responsibility is to do everything possible to solve problems, to carry the ball when it's within their zone. Now, if you zoom out just a little bit, what happens is that you have your teammates who also own their zone. And so when the ball is in their zone, of course, you don't go over and take the ball and just start, owning their zone. You actually are responsible for, you have a different perspective because you can see from the side or see from a different perspective than in their zone. So what you want to do is offer encouragement, feedback, serve them in any way that you can so that they can do a better job owning their zone when it's over there. Now step back one more time into the manager's zone. So when you think of, there's a coach on the sideline that in the workplace represents the manager. And so the coach has even a different perspective. Now the coach has a broader perspective because the coach can see the entire court from the sideline. And so we want to ensure that in personal accountability, we are listening for the voice of our coach because they can provide feedback and encouragement and plays that will help us be more effective on the court, both owning our own zone, but also understanding the zones of our teammates. And so keeping an open ear to the manager is going to be really important in owning your zone. And then finally, we'll go out the last time in the zoom out, and what you see is the audience. Now, the audience in your marketplace is the stakeholders. Most importantly is the customer, but we have investors, we have the board of directors. So anybody who's a stakeholder of ours is out in the stands and they're watching us play the game. So we want to make sure that we take into account the voice of the customer as well, the voice of all of those stakeholders. And usually that voice comes from our sales force, from our executive leaders, so that is where we ask the questions so that we can understand the voice of the customer and their experiences, and then we incorporate that into our zone and helping our teammates be more successful. So as you go out this week, I encourage you to think about personal accountability from the perspective of those 4 places on the lens. Your zone, helping your teammates with their zone, listening to the advice and the feedback of your coaches who see the whole court, and then zooming out even further and looking for the voice of your stakeholders. I encourage you to go out, have fun, be personally accountable, and own your zone.